Chapter 3: How to overcome from our digital injuries. Important. The content on this chapter should never be used as a substitute for direct medical advice from a qualified clinician or doctor. Strategies to cope with digital injuries. Unfortunately, digital injuries are so normalized in our society that there are no legislations against them. However, this does not mean that we can do something about it. Below are some strategies for you to cope with digital injuries, which are explained throughout this book. Choose your platforms wisely. Work on your mental health. Be yourself. Leave positive comments for others. Have strong attitudes and values. Look for help. Join a community. Limit screen time. Avoid reading negative comments. Enjoy the outside world. Use assertive communication. Do not like or share digital injuries. Educate yourself before commenting. Make others aware about digital injuries. Focus on healthy relationships. Focus on positive posts or comments. Emotional management as a strategy to cope with digital injuries. Important. The content on this chapter should never be used as a substitute for direct medical advice from a qualified clinician or doctor. Our mind. How our brain works when we are experiencing a traumatic event. Reflection time. Have you ever had a traumatic event? Are you able to remember exactly what happened? Do you associate specific smells, noises, tastes, etc. with that experience? Did you react in ways that you could not ever imagine? When we experience a traumatic event, the adrenaline rushes through the body. The memory is imprinted into the amygdala. The amygdala processes fearful and threatening stimuli. The amygdala detects the emotional significance of threat and activates specific behaviors to respond to them. However, the amygdala stores trauma as sensory fragments through visual images, smells, sounds, tastes, or touch. For this reason, traumatic events are not stored as a whole story. One of the functions of the prefrontal cortex is the rational part. When we experience a traumatic event, we enter into different states, such as fight, escape, freeze, etc. The brain gets disorganized and overwhelmed due to the incident. The body activates a survival mode and shuts down the prefrontal cortex. Consequently, it releases an imprinted stress response. After a trauma, the brain can easily read normal circumstances as dangerous. Sensory fragments cannot be interpreted properly by the brain, having difficulties to categorize between a normal situation and a threat. For example, the smell of cooking a grilled burger could be interpreted as a fire. Feelings and emotions. Activity to work with young learners. Which are feelings? Which are emotions? Duration, 45 minutes. Divide your learners in groups and ask them to check the words below and separate them into feelings and emotions. They should reflect and discuss about the reason of their classification. Thankful. Annoyed. Confident. Satisfied. Lonely. Fascinated. Amazed. Free. Upset. Angry. Terrified. Embarrassed. Sad. Hesitant. Sorry. Exhausted. Serene. Apprehensive. Confused. Tremble. Yawn. Indifferent. Frustrated. Peaceful. Hopeful. Exasperated. Heartbroken. Regret. Joy. Intrigued. Grief. Burned out. Mortified. Fortunate. Calm. Guilt. Fulfilled. Moved. Irritated. Happy. Scared. Touched. Dissatisfied. Fear. Grateful. Laugh. Cry. Radiant. Passionate. Bliss. Content. Thrilled. Resentful. Sorrow. Shame. Afraid. Playful. Relaxed. Loving. frightened, discouraged, numb, enthusiastic, anxious, tense, hostile, disturbed, proud. Ask each group to explain their results. The correct answer is emotions: laugh, cry, yawn, tremble. Feelings: the rest of the words. What are the differences between feelings and emotions? Feelings: perceptions of body sensations. Can stay for a long time, i.e., being sad. Continuous readouts of our internal states. Sometimes people are not aware they have them. Emotions: reactions to specific incidents or events. Support our bodies to act in a certain way. Some of them can be automatic. Some of them can be unconscious. Short duration. Since we are babies, the 4 basic emotions in human beings are laugh, cry, yawn, tremble. Consequences for not releasing our distress memories. Releasing our emotions and working on our mental health is very important to avoid emotional or psychological damage, depression, rumination, etc. Toxic substances use. Diminished self-esteem and self-confidence. Isolation. Eating disorders, bulimia, anorexia, etc. Physical health issues. Financial problems. Lack of job stability. Sleep patterns alteration. Suicide. Etc. Asterisk emotional management tools to overcome digital injuries. Here you will find some tools that will help you out with your feelings emerged due to digital injuries. However, it is important to complement these activities with the help of a therapist. Tool for discharging our emotions. This is one of the tools most used by youth workers and youngsters in Permacultura Cantabria. Discharging is a process to release our emotions and work on our traumatic memories through different sessions. It will help us to work in our minds with other people, thus the main roles in these sessions are the participant, the one who discharges their emotions; the listener, the one who actively listens and supports the participant. You will need to find one person who would like to work in their mental health. Each session has the following phases. Step 1. Timing: establish the day and time that is most convenient for both parties. Also establish the duration of the session. It is important to consider that both parties need to have the same number of minutes for their own discharging. Step 2. Welcome and connection: in this part, both persons will meet in a specific place or connect online. Give few minutes to welcome each other and connect. You can talk a little bit about other topics such as the weather, etc. Step 3. Role assignment: you will need to decide who the participant and listener is. Step 4. Participant 1 discharging. Set the clock according to the number of minutes agreed. The participant 1 will need to talk about the things that they would like to work on. The participant will have to speak without thinking, say whatever it comes to the mind, even if it does not make any sense. If they do not have any idea of what to talk about, they can start with the story of their life. Telling the story will open new chapters for them to work on. The participant can start crying, laughing, yawning or trembling. This is completely normal in this process. The listener will have to pay attention to the participant. Here are some advices that the listener should do. Do not interrupt. Do not provide advices unless the participant asks for it. But the advice should be given after the discharging process is over. Show interest of what the other person is telling. Do not inform. Trust the process of the other person. The mind is very wise and not all of us can work at the same speed. When time runs out, be thankful with the participant. Remember, they might be telling their deepest secrets. Step 5. Get back to reality. The listener will kindly tell the participant that the time is over. The listener can ask a question to take the participant back to reality, i.e., ask them an easy math operation. Step 6. Exchange roles. Now the participant will become the listener, and the listener will start their discharging process, following steps 4 and 5. Step 7. Evaluation. both persons will tell in a respectful manner what they like and dislike about the session. Step 8. Organize a new session, set the date and time for an upcoming session. One of the most important keys in this process is confidentiality. None of the parties can unveil anything that happened or was said during the sessions. In addition, it is important to respect the mind and space of the other person, therefore additional questions outside the sessions are not allowed. Tool for exploring your feelings. Have you ever heard about journaling to work on your mental health? The following questions can be a relevant tool for you to address your feelings, emotions, behaviors, and thoughts. Whenever you want to explore your feelings and assess your behaviors, answer this worksheet. What happened that made me feel this way? What feelings did I experience? What were my emotions? Cry. Yawn. Laugh. Tremble. How are my behaviors? Yelling. Hitting. Threatening. Running. Throwing objects. Other. What ended up happening? Which were the consequences? What can I do differently if the same situation happens again? Use assertive communication. Ignore. Discharge process. Deep breathing. Tell someone. Other. Test. 1. What is the name of the European legislation against digital injuries? There is no European legislation available. Digital Injuries Law 2022. Code 1598, 2022 from the European Parliament. Legislation EC 2022 DI Injuries. Correct answer, A. 2. Is it possible that the brain associates normal circumstances as dangerous? Never, the brain always focuses on the present. Yes, especially when we had a traumatic incident. No. Never, the brain always releases neurotransmitters to prevent this. Correct answer, B. 3. One characteristic from emotions is. Sometimes people are not aware they have them. Can last for years. Reactions to specific incidents or events. Can last for 2 weeks. Correct answer, C. 4. What happens if we do not work in our traumatic events? The more we keep our tragedies deeply, the better we feel. Nothing. We can have physical health issues. Our life is better because the society will not think we are crazy. Correct answer, C. 5. Which are the main roles in a discharging process? The listener and the participant. There are no roles in this process. The listener, the participant, and the mediator. The listener and the mediator. Correct answer, A. 6. What is an important key in the discharging process? That the participant speaks more time than the listener. The sessions are confidential. To give advices to the participant anytime we want. Each person should be very fast in telling their main problems. Correct answer, B. 7. What does step 5, get back to reality, mean? Wake the participant up. Tell about the real situation they are confronting. Tell the participant how we see things from our own perspective. Make the participant come back from their mind and focus on this moment, for example, by asking an easy question. Correct answer, D. 8. Why is the feelings exploration worksheet after being injured useful? Because we discharge. Because we explore our feelings and assess our behaviors. Because we explore the different kinds of digital injuries on the internet. Because we do not cry. Correct answer, B. 9. Which one of the following statements is not a coping strategy for digital injuries? Join a community. Be yourself. Use aggressive communication to scare the injurer. Have strong attitudes and values. Correct answer, C. 10. Which are the 4 basic emotions in human beings? Live, laugh, love, feel. Smile, sad, bored, fear. Laugh, cry, yawn, tremble. There are only 2, happy and sad. Correct answer, C.